Good evening. Welcome to the Peoria City Council regular meeting for Tuesday, March 4th. Would you please rise, join us in a moment of silence in the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Carlett.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Yes, Mayor Barrett.
Here.
Vice Mayor Ames.
Here.
Councilmember Rivera.
Here.
Councilmember Patena.
Here.
Councilmember Edwards.
Here.
Councilmember Carla.
Here.
Councilmember Leone.
Here.
Council Liaison Jelinek.
Here.
And Council Liaison Pryor.
Here. This is the the final call to submit speaker request forms. The speaker request forms can be found in the lobby. Fill it out, give it to the clerk, and we'll call upon you at the appropriate time. The first item of business up is a presentation for the certificate appointment to boards and commission members who were appointed by resolution at the February 18th meeting. Would the chair of boards and commissions please join me up front?
Good evening, everybody. Well, we are here to celebrate some new members into our family of boards and commissions volunteers for the city of Peoria. We have about, more than 20 boards and commissions, and they are staffed by citizens who are sharing their time and their wisdom, their years and years of knowledge, and it put forth a lot of efforts to contribute to the city of Peoria. So this evening, we are welcoming former council member Joan Evans onto the Citizens Commission on Salaries for Elected City Officials. Mayor, do you have a joke about this commission?
No, I was just going to say this used to be one of my favorite commissions, but since I'm termed out and whatever happens won't affect me, it's not my favorite anymore.
I still like it. Congratulations. Thanks. All right, and the second welcome is for Russ LaChance into the Veterans Memorial Board. There he is. Russ hosts a great event every year for veterans at Westbrook Village. It's very impressive. Congratulations and welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Next item up is the consent agenda. The consent agenda are all items on the agenda that are listed with the C. They'll be considered to be routine or they've been previously discussed. They will be approved by one motion unless a council member asks for a withdrawal of any of the items. Hearing none, seeing none. Could I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. And once again, this is the consent agenda. Please vote. Clerk will record the vote. It is unanimous. Thank you very much. Next item is a public hearing, liquor licenses for various locations. The first one is a new wine and beer liquor license, Series 10 for Shell Food Mart located at 9102 West Peoria Avenue. The second one is a new restaurant liquor license, Series 12 for Cafe Maria's located at 13560 North 94th Drive. Could I have the staff report?
Brent Mattingly, our Chief Financial Officer, will give a brief staff report.
Thank you. Properties were posted in accordance with Arizona statutes. All reviewing departments recommend approval. All fees were paid, and no comments were received from the public.
Thank you. At this point, I'm going to open the public hearing. This is a public hearing for the liquor licenses. Does anyone in the audience care to address either license application? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. Council action, discussion action to recommend approval to the state. Questions, comments? Could I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Moved by Mr. Leone, seconded by the Vice Mayor. Please vote. Clerk will record the vote. It is unanimous. Thanks very much. 17R, appointments, City Council subcommittees.
There's no staff report on this one, Mayor Barrett. These are your appointments.
Okay. This is a listing of we have subcommittees and the council members serve on them. And once a year, we're supposed to say, you serve on this one, you serve on that one. Questions or comments? Mr. Ames.
Yes, I know in the bylaws for the subcommittees, it talks about the mayor shall make a good faith effort to equalize membership on subcommittees among the 6 council members, and that's followed up the option of rotating standing policy subcommittee memberships on an annual basis is intended to provide council members with broad knowledge of the city in order to enhance council policy making. And the Policy and Appointment Committee, I think certain members have been on there for a long time, and some other members would like to be on that committee.
Well, actually, all 6 of you applied for that. You can't please everybody, but everybody moved off of at least one subcommittee onto a second one.
But Ms. Carlott has been on that subcommittee policy and appointments for 7 years. I think it'd be good if another council member were on that subcommittee.
We do have a new council member on the subcommittee.
Well, a second new one on that subcommittee.
I don't agree. I think experience counts.
Well, why do we have this in the bylaws? That we rotate so all council members can have a chance to participate.
And everybody is rotating by one committee.
I believe I'm on the same 2 I was on before. Last year.
I don't think so.
And I think there are some members apparently who wanted to be on the boards and commissions who have never been on, and they've requested that.
Everybody requested that one.
Yeah, but some of them have never been on. And
I understand that. Well, maybe they'll get on
That's
next
an
year.
important board, as we learned about earlier. Okay. So, and I guess the council needs to approve your appointments, right?
That's correct.
That's correct, okay, so. I guess I make a motion not to approve the appointments as they stand right now, particularly in terms of the boards and commissions subcommittee.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to reject the appointments to the council subcommittees. Questions or comments? Please vote. Clerk will approve the vote. A yes means we reject it. A no means we don't reject the recommendations. If you like the recommendations, vote no. If you don't like the recommendations, vote yes. Right? Let me try this one more time. The motion and the second is to not accept the appointments as they stand. If you don't like the way they stand now, you vote yes. If you like the way they stand now, vote no. The motion is to reject it.
Right, and there could be a,
Right.
right.
If you want to reject it, you vote yes. If you don't want to reject it, you vote no.
And then if this motion doesn't pass, there could be a motion to accept it, right?
Okay, everybody clear? Please vote. Clerk will record the vote. Motion fails by 4-3 with Rivero, Ames, and Leone voting to get rid of it. Okay, I have a motion to accept it as it is.
Yes.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Carlett, seconded by Mr. Pitana, sorry. Please vote. A yes vote means we accept it as it is. A no vote means you don't like it. It's 4-3 again. Same objections from Rivero, Ames, and Leone. Next up is development agreement, amended ground lease, the Avenue Shops at P83.
Scott White, our Economic Development Services Director, will make a presentation on this one. And as Scott's coming up to the microphone, I'll just do a brief introduction. This, of course, is a significant element of your economic development program. It's been a proposed project that the council has been working with a selected developer on for some time. And with each time that we come before the council, the project is becoming more solidified, more concrete, and this is an important step tonight that we have before you. So, Scott?
Great, thank you for that, and great to be before you again this evening, Mayor and City Council. Real exciting night. As Carl alluded to, we've been working on this one for a really long time. But good that we took the time to look at it carefully and to bring it to the level that it is currently. So it's my pleasure to talk to you tonight about a development agreement for the PSP project as we know it, and an amendment to the ground lease. So that is what's under consideration tonight. Do we want to go forward with the development agreement as presented and the amended ground lease? Just to refresh memories, this slide might look familiar to you back from the December 10th study session when we talked about the new project proposal that was tendered by the developer, Peoria Sports Park, in relation to the economic analysis. Just quickly to kind of show you the roadmap we've been following and the two remaining steps after tonight. Much of what we've done has been in linear format, moving forward through the steps as articulated in the Memorandum of Understanding, which was adopted by Council back in October of 12. We approved a ground lease in January of 13. We had a series of study sessions to go over the various project proposals and the economic analysis associated with it from Ernst & Young. You may recall that. All leading up to tonight, on December 10th of 13, as part of the second study session, the council had the consensus of move forward towards a development agreement and a ground lease amendment so that we could move this project forward. Since that time, that's what we've been doing. We have a final form of development agreement and ground lease that's been signed by the developer. So that's what's under consideration tonight. Do we want to approve the development agreement and move forward, because there are two remaining steps after tonight if the council decides to approve the development agreement. And those steps are the developer satisfying the tenant and financing commitments that I'm going to talk to you about in a second that are contained within the development agreement. And upon the developer's successful performance relative to those stipulations, then the going forward with the council consideration of documents for city funding of the parking garages. As you may recall, there's 2 parking garages here that are the city contribution to the project. So this has been the path forward. The matter tonight is the development agreement and the amended ground lease. Again, just to reflect shortly back to the December 10th study session, I had the opportunity to present to you the new project that the developer tendered and how the site plan had improved in terms of design and layout and was much improved in terms of the location orientation of the parking garages, maximizing the frontage and visibility corridors into the project off 83rd Avenue, maximizing view corridors into the stadium off 83rd Avenue, and arranging the internal pedestrian corridors to bring a more vibrant element to the project. So the site plan was definitely improved. Project costs were dramatically improved, 50% reduction in overall project development costs. Because of that, the internal rate of return increased from 6.8% to 10.6%. And internal rate of return is important in terms of attracting equity investment into the project. Also, we were able to address the stakeholders' needs in terms of this project, chiefly the Alta Group. You may recall an earlier version of the site plan called for the parking garage to be placed significantly on the existing Alta leasehold interest, which we have pulled off entirely. So, the Alta Group's needs and concerns were addressed, as well as the Mariners and Padres. So we saw a much improved new project proposal. That's what we talked about on December 10th as part of that study session. We also saw that the developer, in terms of their role, changed as part of the new project. Now PSP is functioning as the master developer and agreeing to bring on a regional national retail developer partner. And that's important because oftentimes those retail developer partnerships, they have the tenant relationships and the ability to bring the tenants that we're seeking to the project for the successful execution of the project. So that was an important change in the second proposal, the new project proposal. Also, the development team grew. They brought a lot more market expertise in with CB Richard Ellis, Velocity Retail, and a very specific restaurant broker. So these were all positive improvements in the project and the project development team that we discussed on December 10th. This is a rendering of phase 1 of the project. And for purposes of orientation, if I can get my mouse to work here. Is my mouse working here? Oh, here we go. Here is the sports complex right here. This is the P83 main garage. You can see its angular orientation off 83rd really opened up some view corridors into the stadium, more view corridors into the project itself, pulled back entirely off the Alta Group leasehold interest, which is right here. What you see is a series of really public art opportunities along this edifice here of the parking garage in terms of various entertainment opportunities, baseball teams, and whatever we want that to be. But it creates a nice new opportunity here to look into the project off 83rd. It created a new restaurant pad right here to kind of soften the front door, so to speak, of the project in terms of integrating a retail component into the garage area itself. Here we have the retail and entertainment uses leading up to a public open space here for formal and informal entertainment. You see a pedestrian walkway here that leads through the spine of the project up to the front door of our stadium, where a whole host of entertainment and special events can occur in collaboration with this programming of the sports complex. We see right here the new version of the hotel with the rooftop lounge, nice unique feature for the city of Peoria that I think will really make this a distinct destination. We see more retail opportunity here, and so this is what we think this is going to be in terms of the project going forward. With that mental image in mind, as we now transition into a site plan view of it, I can walk you through the same elements. Here's the main P83 garage right here. As you can see from this vantage, completely pulled off the Alta Group leasehold interest. Here's that restaurant pad I was telling you about. Here's the retail is in the magenta color. The green is the entertainment. The blue are the restaurants. And you can see this color blue here, kind of a lighter shade of blue right here is the hotel with 10,000 square feet of conference space, full service food and beverage, on-site restaurant, the whole 9 yards in terms of offering something of a hospitality offering that the city of Peoria doesn't currently have. What you couldn't see necessarily from the rendering that I shared with you is the second parking garage right here. This we refer to as the Mariners Garage. And so we had great sensitivity to the Mariners Clubhouse that is just off this map right here in terms of their desire to have an unobstructed view of in front of their clubhouse and to the sports complex itself. One other thing that we did as part of this Mariners Garage, you'll see this dividing line right here. What we did, again, to respect the wishes of the Mariners, is we only did one structured level above grade on this half right here, and we added the additional levels of garage closer to the hotel so that, again, we can give them as least a visual impact as possible for the Mariners Clubhouse, which was important to them. This represents phase one of the project. As we also touched on briefly as part of the December 10th study session, you'll notice this line right here for phase two of the development. I kind of view this corner as the corner of Main and Main for this project. This is a high-profile corner. This is a corner where I think is going to have a lot of demand, either part of phase one or as part of a distinct phase two, depending on the success of the build-out here. So this could all go as one phase, or it can go in phase one, phase two. Just kind of depends on what the market reaction and the tenant leasing realities are as we move this forward.
Okay, we have a question, Mr. Ames?
Yes, I do have a question about the parking garages, and I know I've experienced at some of those vertical parking that when you leave, when there's a big event, and the people walk by the exits, it's hard for cars to get out. Are we going to be addressing that?
Absolutely. One of the steps, and I'm going to go into
I
this.
notice when I look, it seems like it's away from where the pedestrians are leaving the stadium. And it becomes an issue when there are games, right? Not normally. But, okay.
Absolutely. When we get to the point of actually designing these parking garages, yes, there's going to be every detail focused on the most efficient design possible in terms of the ingress and egress into and out of the parking structures, so that we can drain them out as fast as we need to after an event, as well as load them efficiently. So the way that's going to happen is the development agreement that you're considering tonight is essentially agreeing to move forward with certain performance stipulations. The developer will have 1 year to achieve those performance stipulations to the city's satisfaction. If that occurs, then we will be committed to moving forward with the construction of the garages. The first step at that point, though, is the design of them. So at that point in time, because it's important to the city, it's important to the teams, that we have garage designs that maximize ingress and egress. So that will absolutely be one of the first orders of business when we move towards the construction of these garages.
Okay, good, thank you. I think the general location where you have them is a good start, as opposed down by 83rd and everyone's walking by there. And
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Absolutely. This is just a different vantage of the main parking garage off 83rd Avenue to give you a different feel for some of the opportunities we think there might be. This is 6.5 structure levels up. And so that gives us a really nice platform, I think, to dress up these exterior walls in terms of, again, advertising, promoting the entertainment offerings in our entertainment district, creating some signature elements that make it distinct and interesting, as well as celebrating the baseball teams. We have all these opportunities through perforated metal, powder-coated panels here that can change over time to whatever promotional areas or items that we want to promote for our entertainment district. So this would be a vantage looking at this garage across 83rd Avenue. So from the vantage of west looking east. And if you can imagine, this would be the Alter Group leasehold interest right here in this vacant space. So in terms of the main provisions that were important coming out of the study session, we wanted to make sure that they made their way into the development agreement. So the next two slides speak to, well, what are those provisions that were important? And taking a moment to really just kind of go over the framework that we've created. What we've done is we put together a development agreement and an amendment to the ground lease that has 1 year in duration. The developer has 1 year to complete to the city's satisfaction all of the performance stipulations that I'm going to go over. If they do not perform to the city's satisfaction on those performance stipulations, the agreements automatically, without further action, terminate. So this is the performance period. If you remember from the first slide I showed, that's the very next step after the development agreement if the council decides to approve it. We entered it to what I refer to as the performance period for the developer to perform against these stipulations. One of the more important ones is the National Regional Retail Partner. One of the things that we talked about in December and recognize is that with PSP, the developer now acting as the master developer, it's important for them to bring on board soon the retail developer. The retail developer is going to have the relationships with the tenants that we seek and the ability to move that forward. The city has approval rights over the selection of that retail developer. So that's good. That's a good position for us, I think, to be in. The developer has the obligation within that 1 year performance period to secure executed leases, with the only contingency being the construction of the parking garages for 80% of the space associated with phase 1. As well, 100% of the equity investment needed to secure construction financing from a bona fide investment entity. 100% of the debt financing, this is the construction loan, to construct the entirety of phase 1 with the exception of the parking garages because that's our contribution to the project. The city has tenant approval rights over the tenants that are part of this project. Exhibit 1 to the council communication was the tenant mix matrix documents for the anchor tenants, the inline tenants, as well as the restaurants. Those are the approved tenants for this project. Now, not all of them are going to make into the project because there's far more tenants there than available space, but to have some room to negotiate for those that are going to come over, they have to be on that list. If they're not on the list, there's a process that the agreement speaks to that the city then has to approve. This is important because we want to make sure that the mix and the type of tenants is right for this type of project. This isn't a town center, this isn't a regional mall, this isn't a power center. This is an entertainment-based lifestyle asset. And so the type of tenants and the mix of tenants are important to make sure it works. There are no billboards on the 101. That's contained in the ground lease. The DA and the ground lease, through cross-reference, have automatic termination provision with the city's option to extend upon developer performance. If at this time next year, every single one of these performance stipulations is met with the exception of maybe 10% of the leases, we, the city, have the option at our sole election to extend for up to an additional 120 days to get across the finish line. But that's our sole election. Otherwise, there's an automatic self-destruct provision. Now, the last one, and this is an important one, should PSP, the developer, satisfy the city's satisfaction, all of the aforementioned stipulations, we are committing ourselves tonight to build these garages. It's in line with everything we've talked about, but that is the commitment we're making tonight. So when it comes time to drafting the documents for construction, it's almost a ministerial act, because tonight we'll be making that commitment through the development agreement to do it if the developer performs to the city's satisfaction. I just wanted to make sure we all knew that. So with that, I'll be happy to try to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Questions from the council? Go ahead, Mr. Ames.
Yes, I think this is an impressive project, and I think we have a good document in place. And I'm looking at the list of possible tenants, and it's, you know, who's who of kind of the unique restaurants and retailers. And at first I was looking at that, we're going to have all of these. No, it's only from among these, but
Yes.
they're all, I think, winners, so that's good. I think you got the right list to work with. And I'm happy to see it. So I'm supportive of this, and I realize we are making a commitment.
Thank you. Mr. Leone?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I just want to question and just want to say that I think this project is going to be great once it's done. The pictures look great. Of course, pictures always look better than it really is, but I think it's going to be a great project. It's going to be great for the city of Peoria, where the people can come down and do a lot of shopping. The question that I have, did we take a traffic study, and how is the traffic going to be going there? How is it going to be moving? Is it going to be moving? Is it going to be jammed up or what?
Early on, as part of the kind of due diligence process that we went through, we did a traffic study. And the headline from the traffic study was that the amount of traffic that this project is going to generate isn't going to materially affect circulation in the Old Town, in the entertainment district. Now, will it impact it? Will it be slowing? Yes. Anytime you add volume, there's going to be an impact. But the main reason for that conclusion was because of the existing traffic congestion that's out there right now. Now, having said that, though, more traffic studies need to be done. That was done on a concept, probably 6 months ago. So by the time we get to the point of actually, doing the next level of analysis, we're going to want to do an update to that. But and I don't know if Andy's here. But that was the kind of the main conclusion from that traffic study is that yes, there will be an impact. I think the main traffic that's seeking kind of through traffic will probably go down 75th Avenue. For those people that are going to go down 83rd, there may be, oh, good, Andy's here. Maybe some slowing, but it wasn't going to be a hugely significant impact, if I remember correctly, Andy.
Yeah, Mayor, members of the council, what Scott said is correct. The traffic impacts, 83rd Avenue will more than easily withstand the standard traffic that will be generated from the development. The issue is going to be when we have our significant events, and that's where we have to conduct a traffic study and make sure that the ingress and egress is works for the parking garages themselves. So we'll do that as part of the development process.
Well, I just want to make sure that the traffic keeps on moving on 83rd Avenue because it's going to go all the way to Thunderbird and back up to Bell. So as long as it keeps on moving, that's the main thing because you got a lot of homes there and apartments there, and we don't want to have any complaints about the traffic. We get enough of those complaints as it is. So I just want to make sure that the traffic is going, even though it's going to be a great project. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Edwards?
Thank you, Mayor. Scott, again, I want to thank you for the hard work that you've done with Mr. Oliver and his group. And Mr. Oliver, I want to commend you on sharpening your pencil, really coming back with a very comprehensive project that works for the city and for the area. I want to commend you and your partners The list of businesses, the potential businesses, is very impressive. I'm really looking forward to seeing this take off. I know from the meetings we've had with the public, their interest is very high. They want this project to happen, and this is just a shot in the arm that area needs to make it happen. So again, I commend all of you guys for hard work. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rivero.
Mr. White, is there any financial commitment?
Yes, tonight, what we're agreeing to, and in terms of what I alluded to in terms of committing to the parking garages, is a maximum contribution of up to $30 million, not to exceed, for the construction of the 2 parking garages, the main garage off 83rd Avenue and the one near Mariners. So that is the commitment of $30 million.
But is that what we're approving tonight?
Yes. Because we're committing to build the parking garages.
I understand that. I was just trying to get clarification if we're approving the financial aspect of it tonight.
Yes.
Mr. Ames.
Yes, I was going to address the traffic, but Andy has, and I think we got capacity on 83rd for normal traffic day in, day out. When we have special events and the baseball games, we have a problem anyway, right, because that's a huge number. So it's probably not going to have a noticeable effect beyond that, which is already a problem in terms of people leaving the stadium when it's packed, right? You agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that completely. We have an issue now when we have our special events, our 4th of July events, or any of our spring training events, and we'll have our traffic control plans in place like we do currently.
Yes, because I'm on 83rd a lot going toward Bell. Of course, Bell is packed, but 83rd moves pretty well, and I think that this isn't going to be that much of an impact on 83rd. The other thing, I've been chatting with some citizens, and they've been asking me about some of the restaurants that have been closed over the past year or two, or some more recently, and asked what we're going to be doing about that, and they wondered if this P83 would help, but I think it will a lot, because it'll attract more people, and so everyone will be a winner. So that's good too for what we have existing there now at our restaurant area. So this is great from that perspective as well, and so I applaud Oliver and the other developers here for bringing this to us, and let's get going.
Thank you, Ms. Carlett.
Thank you. This is a great evening. This is really momentous. It's been going on for a long, long time, and nothing has happened that is not an improvement over all of this time. Waiting out the economic downturn, getting some partners that add value, as well as putting the criteria in place to protect the taxpayers prior to us using taxpayer dollars to build the parking garages. So all of that is really great and very healthy and speaks volumes about who the city of Peoria is, because that's the way we always do business. And with regards to the traffic, I would really love for us to be able to be creative. When we get a project like this, it calls for us to be a little more creative with traffic, and that would be buses and circulators and trolleys, those kinds of things that would really add to the character of the development and of the whole area, and then solve some of those problems that we have with regards to events. So this is just a step forward in who Peoria is and who we're going to be and how we can function. And I think some of those traffic issues are going to be a solution, about who we are and what we're becoming. So it's all very, very exciting, and we're very happy to be doing business in this public-private partnership that we've entered into. It's good news all the way around. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leone.
Just want to say it took us 2 years to get this far, so I think it's great, and I want to congratulate everybody that's involved in this. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Could I have a motion? Moved by Mr. Edwards, second by Ms. Carlett. This is 18R, Development Agreement and Amended Ground Lease, the Avenue Shops at P83. Let's vote and end the suspense. Unanimous. Thank you very much. That's the end of the regular agenda. I have one item on call to the public. Mike Oliver. No. No, he said he wants to do it and call to the public.
Prepared a little speech for everybody here. This is a great day for the city of Peoria, and I want to thank the Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council, the City Manager, and the development staff, and the Economic Director, Scott White, for your support and dedication to the Avenue Shops at P83. A strong community is really a reflection of its public spaces, its schools, sports, and recreational parks, theaters, concert halls, and its shopping and entertainment centers. In the last 10 to 15 years, Peoria has made great strides in these areas with the success of the sports complex, the Arrowhead Town Center, and the establishment of the P83 Entertainment District. And now, Avenue Shops at P83. As a developer, I have visited many successful shopping and entertainment destinations. And as a longtime resident of Peoria, I have often thought, why can't we do something like this in Peoria? The answer is we can, and I believe everyone in this room agrees we can. As you know, the vision of the Avenue Shops at P83 is not run-of-the-mill, but a cut above while still being accessible to all. Not just a shopping center with a food court, but an experience for the whole family, whether it's a sidewalk cafe, a night of fine dining and live entertainment, a ball game, a shopping day, a play day, or even a weekend getaway. The Avenue Shops will be a place to go. So on behalf of myself and my partners at Peoria Sports Park, I want to reaffirm to our commitment to the Avenue Shops at P83. And with the public and the city's continued support as we move into the next stage of development, we will soon be able to say, we did it. We created a successful entertainment destination that enriches our community and is the envy of other communities. I'm very excited, and I look forward to celebrating with all of you at the grand opening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up is reports from the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor Barrett. You have the standard report of items through your policy subcommittees. We have one brief presentation about Bravo Peoria, and John Sefton will make that presentation.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm very, very happy to give an announcement for another special event that we're going to hold this weekend. And actually, it's a couple, and in partnership with the Friends of Peoria Public Library, Community Services Department is going to put on a really fun time for all to come out and enjoy. The Friends of the Public Peoria Library, Public Library, have demonstrated an amazing impact on the citizens of Peoria. From events like Bravo to watercolor exploration and science grossology, book sales, and recycled reading programs, the Friends have really been an impact across our community. You can find them on Facebook by searching Friends of Peoria's Public Library AZ, or you can come out this Friday at our inaugural membership reception, and we've got a great opportunity to get together to learn about the mission of the Friends of the Peoria Public Library, and as well enjoy some amazing entertainment from the string quartet from the Phoenix Symphony. So we want to invite everybody out. That'll be Friday at the Sunrise Mountain Library. It is at the corner of 98th Avenue and Lake Pleasant Parkway. This Friday evening, 6:30 to 8:30 for the membership drive. And if the symphony isn't great enough for you, on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. right there at the library as well, Bravo Peoria, with all the fun for the whole family, from juggling, balloon artists, the reptile show, and I know that Councilman Edwards really enjoyed that last year, getting pictures with a very, very extreme reptile display. Lots of fun, a lot of things going on. Again, the importance of our library system to the citizens of the community is highlighted by our partnerships throughout the community. We want to invite everybody out to have a good time, and that's at the Sunrise Mountain Library this Saturday and Friday evening. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And that's all we have tonight.
Thank you. It's time for reports from the City Council. Mr. Leone. You were this morning. Yeah, no, I'll get that after we're done.
Yes, I'd just like to mention a couple of things that I attended on the 26th, and I attended the Tales of the City of Parade Festival. It was Avondale and it was Goodyear who put this parade on, and it was about 1.5 miles in the parade, and we get to ride in the float, and at this parade, it was Luke Air Force Base Color Guard, Avondale Mayor Marie Lopez, City of Avondale and Goodyear City Council was there. Also, Glendale, Tolleson, and Peoria. It was a great parade. They had a lot of bands there, and it was, like I said, about 1.5 miles. And after the parade, they had a big festival at the park. It was just a great event. And as you know, I like events. On Monday, the 24th, attended the spring training luncheon at downtown at the Capitol, the Legislature. It was a great festival. They had a band, and they had a luncheon there, and I was really glad to see the City of Peoria staff from Sports Complex was there. It was always great to see the City of Peoria involved. On February 27th, I attended the Peoria Diamond Club annual charity game at the Sports Complex, and it was a great turnout, and we had this every year, and every year I attended. They had the baseball game, so it's a great event for Peoria, for the Cactus League. On the 21st, I attended the evening with the crew at the Challenger Space, the astronauts Richard Lyman and Gibson. They presented on their mission to the outer space. There were lots of families there with their kids, and it was great to be there. It was great for the kids enjoyed it, and they got signatures, and it was just a great event for the kids at the Challenger. I also like to remind you that every Saturday at Park West, they have a organic market there. So come on down and buy some stuff at the organic market. They have a lot of stuff there, a lot of vendors there, and I know you'll enjoy it. I just want to ask a question to John Sefton. I don't think I've gone to this Bravo for the simple reason you always have it on the day I'm leaving for D.C. Can we change it? God bless each and every one of you, and God bless America. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carlin.
Thank you. You know, I spoke a little bit earlier about all the citizens in Peoria who volunteer for various boards and commissions and give of their time, but we have so many people in Peoria who volunteer. I mean, we are just such a rich community with people who want to help others. The other night I went to an event by the Peoria Education Foundation. They are a group of people who raise funds to help the school district in various ways, and specifically scholarships for people in need, so many different ways. And these people all volunteer their time. And the Friends of Peoria Public Library, those people are volunteers. They put together an amazing group of programs. They even take them on the road. They have butterfly exhibits, they do puppet shows, they do all kinds of things, and have attracted so many people to watch their shows that they're doing them in different venues besides just the library now. They are out in Vistancia. They have so many shows, and they're sold out every time. Sold out, I mean, it's free, but they're, just to capacity, because they are so dedicated with just helping people in the community, just entertaining children, just bringing people to know and experience the library firsthand. And there is one other thing that I want to mention. Every year, Trilogy, the age-restricted, if you will, community of Trilogy, has an annual food drive, and they put together, they literally take up the entire room and put together these packets of food that they then give away. So let me tell you a little bit about it. The 2014 goal is to raise $22,000 for 125,000 meals. So a $25 donation provides 165 meals at 15 cents each. And I've gone out there and done it. It is a they have the system down pat, and they put all of this food, grains, all kinds of healthy things in a bag, and off it goes, ready to ship. I think all you have to do is pour water into it, and it becomes a meal. So it's pretty amazing. They feed thousands of people every year, and all of this happens right here in Peoria. So I just wanted to say thank you to all of the people who actually give so much to our citizens inside Peoria and outside Peoria. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, Mayor. On Saturday the 22nd, I was part of the Coffee with a Cop, and I want to thank Chief Mentor and his group for coming out. We had about 50 to 75 residents. It was a really good turnout. Residents were able to interact and ask questions of the officers. It was just a great time had by all. On Tuesday the 25th, I attended the Cactus League grand opening for the new Cub Stadium down in Mesa. And it was a great experience, but to be quite honest, I think our stadium is much better looking. Thank you, John. And please give my compliments. Our grass looks so much better than theirs. I'd like to get a couple of those guys out to come take care of my yard. On Wednesday, the 26th, I hosted Cub Scout Troop 686 and here at City Hall, and we did a mock city council meeting and had 12 of the Cub Scouts sitting up here at the dais, and I was down in staff's position, and they were asking questions of me. Spent about an hour and a half they were asking questions anywhere from ranging from skate parks to school playgrounds to after-school meals. So it was great interaction with them, and the reason they were doing this is to further their advancement to get an additional badge for their Cub Scout. And then finally, on Thursday the 27th, I attended the Diamond Club's charity event as well, and it was just a phenomenal day. The weather was perfect. You couldn't have asked for a better day. And I just look forward to seeing more people come out and enjoy the games. We have an amazing amenity in our own city. Please come out and enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rivero. Mr. Patena. Now, we'll go to Thomas, then I'll go Jacob, then you, then me.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. On February 21st, Ironwood High School hosted a unified sports varsity basketball game against my school, Liberty High School. And unified sports is where regular students and special education student athletes participate on the same team, and they play against other schools in the district. And it was a pretty close game. Ironwood won, but Liberty's student council and cheerleaders, and then Ironwood's band and all their students were there. So it was one of the best basketball games I've ever been to. So thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
Thank you, Mayor. On February 27th, I was able to go back to the Peoria Unified School District's district speech contest. It's a patriotic speech contest. I went back as an alumni, and I got to judge the event. And let me say that it is much harder to be a judge, I think, because there are so many good speeches. There's so much patriotism in the room. Every student that spoke they just owned the room, spoke with such charisma, and spoke so highly of their country. It was very touching. I would like to just point out that I judged the 5th and 6th grade division, and Luke Ashcroft won. And he, let me tell you, Mayor and Council, he is in 6th grade right now, but don't be surprised if in 5 or 6 years he's sitting where I am, because he was a wonderful speaker and he spoke very highly of himself, his country, and his school and his community. So other than that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vice Mayor.
Yes, I attended some of the events that have been mentioned, and I've been spending a lot of my time going to meeting with citizens in various neighborhoods and trying to get their input on things that they like about the city or want to see improved. So I've been focusing on that lately. And yeah, they speak well of the city, and even talked a little about the restaurants, as I mentioned earlier, at on Bell and 83rd there, and other things, and they like a lot of things that we're doing. They had some suggestions also, and I'm following up with those. Thank you.
Thank you. Thursday was a busy day. I went to the Larry H. Miller Toyota dealership grand opening, or grand reopening, because they just redid the building, for the ribbon cutting ceremony. This is the second of 3. 2 weeks ago, we did the Hyundai dealership, and next week, I think it is, we do the Dodge dealership. I mention this because, A, it's a very clean industry, B, they hire a lot of people, and most importantly, C, they give us a lot of sales tax money. So if you're going to buy a car, make sure you do it up and down Bell Road within the city of Peoria. After that, I went to the charity game, which was the opening game for the Padres and also for Seattle. And then I just also want to mention that we were singularly honored at the Diamond Ball, which is the West Valley Arts Council. The West Valley Arts Council gave the city of Peoria the Champion of the Arts Award, and that's highly coveted and very nice to have. With that, we are adjourned.